Support Groundhog Politics by buying merch at groundhogpolitics.printify.me. Trump is now leading with the current betting odds in the Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris matchup here from Polymarket. This is significant because he was losing for most of the year, but now he is projected to win the White House according to these betting odds. Now, why would we look at the betting odds when forecasting the presidential election? Polymarket is a decentralized information market platform where users bet on the outcomes of future events, such as elections, political developments, and global trends. During the 2020 U.S. presidential election, Polymarket became a hub for bettors and political enthusiasts looking to make predictions on whether Donald Trump or Joe Biden would win. Polymarket works similarly to prediction markets, where users buy and sell shares of outcomes, with the market value reflecting the likelihood of an event's occurrence based on user sentiment and speculation. In the 2020 election, as polling data fluctuated and key events unfolded, like debates and the COVID-19 pandemic, the odds on platforms like Polymarket shifted rapidly. Bettors were trying to gauge voter sentiment and external factors that might influence the outcome. For example, as votes came in on election night, Polymarket experienced dramatic price swings, reflecting the uncertainty, with many bets still favoring Trump at certain points, even as the final result leaned toward Biden. It served as a live pulse of sentiment around real-world events, with bettors reacting to developments in real time. Polymarket betting doesn't always perfectly align with polls or actual outcomes, but it reflects a speculative market where participants think their insights or information may give them an edge. For example, in the 2020 election, early on, many traders might have believed Trump's campaign would pull off a surprise victory similar to 2016, causing Trump shares to stay higher than conventional polling suggested. Fast forward to 2024, we have Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris as a matchup. Polymarket is once again providing a platform where bettors would try to predict the outcome. A Trump-Harris election has come with its own set of dynamics. Trump, with his strong and loyal base, would still be a dominant figure in the GOP, and his presence in a rematch-style contest would lead to polarizing reactions. Harris, on the other hand, would be the first Black woman to run at the top of a major party's ticket, likely energizing Democratic voters, but also drawing scrutiny with her administration's poor handling of the economy and foreign relations. Betting markets like Polymarket could react to events such as debates, key endorsements, or external shocks. For instance, economic factors, major court rulings, or international incidents could all cause sharp changes in market sentiment. The markets might move in response to polling, media narratives, and how the candidates perform in pivotal states like Pennsylvania, Georgia, or Arizona, states that were highly contested in both 2016 and 2020. We see that even though Harris is leading in the current 538 polls, Trump just recently took the lead in the Polymarket betting market. And this is because Trump just took the lead in Pennsylvania, a state he lost back in 2020 but won in 2016. Winning Pennsylvania in a U.S. presidential race is often considered crucial, as the state is one of the most significant swing states in modern elections. With its 19 electoral votes, Pennsylvania has enough weight to tip the balance in tightly contested races. It's often referred to as part of the Blue Wall, a set of historically Democratic-leaning states in the Midwest and Northeast that Republicans have targeted for electoral breakthroughs. Pennsylvania is important because of its demographic diversity. It contains urban centers like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, which lean heavily Democratic, and vast rural areas that are more conservative. The suburbs, particularly around cities like Philadelphia, are often battlegrounds that shift the outcome in the state. The electorate is also split across lines of education, race, and income, making it a microcosm of the broader national dynamics at play in any presidential race. In 2016, Pennsylvania became a central piece of Donald Trump's surprise victory. It was part of his strategy to flip several key Rust Belt states that had supported Democratic candidates for years. Pennsylvania had gone blue in every presidential election since 1992, but Trump won it by just over 44,000 votes, a razor-thin margin of 0.72%. His appeal to working-class voters, particularly white voters without a college degree, was key in flipping areas of Pennsylvania that had long been Democratic strongholds. He campaigned heavily on issues like trade, jobs, and immigration, resonating with the state's industrial workers, many of whom felt left behind by globalization and the decline of manufacturing. Trump's win in Pennsylvania in 2016 was pivotal because it was part of the broader narrative of the Rust Belt realignment. Along with Michigan and Wisconsin, Pennsylvania formed a trio of states that Trump won by narrow margins, collectively giving him the electoral votes needed to secure the presidency, despite losing the popular vote. It was a massive blow to the Democrats, who had traditionally relied on Pennsylvania as part of their path to victory. Fast forward to 2020, and Pennsylvania was once again at the heart of the contest. Both campaigns poured resources into the state, with Joe Biden focusing heavily on suburban voters and Trump trying to energize his base in rural areas. The state's significance was magnified as it was one of the last to finish counting its mail-in ballots, leading to days of uncertainty after Election Day. Pennsylvania became the tipping point, and when the state was called for Biden on November 7th, it effectively clinched the presidency for him, pushing him over the 270 electoral vote threshold. The 2016 and 2020 elections highlight how crucial Pennsylvania is for both parties. It's a battleground that reflects broader national trends, such as the realignment of the working class toward the GOP and the Democratic Party's growing reliance on suburban and urban voters. Any candidate hoping to win the presidency must navigate this state's complex political landscape if they want a shot at winning the White House. Currently, Harris still leads in the polls and in the betting market in Wisconsin and Michigan, but she's been losing support in those states, as we saw in our latest polling average video. If Trump keeps gaining momentum, it looks like we may have a situation similar to 2016, where Trump takes Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina, states he's either currently leading in or is very close to leading in, but ultimately loses the popular vote. As we can see, Trump is currently losing the popular vote by a couple-point margin, but it may not matter because it comes down to those swing states. We will continue to update you on the latest polls and advancements in the 2024 presidential election, because this may be one of the tightest elections in U.S. history. So subscribe if you want to be the first to know the latest on all things elections. Also, independent poll reporters like Groundhog Politics are only available because of viewers like you. So thank you for watching and supporting Groundhog Politics. If you want to further your support, go to buymeacoffee.com/groundhogpolitics and donate $5 if you want to keep these videos going. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.